Hey everyone, welcome back to the Maker's Gonna Learn YouTube channel. My name's Alicia, and today we're gonna be showing you all how to access the glyphs and special characters in your font book through your Mac, through your HP, and through your iPhone and iPad. A lot of you may be asking, what even is a glyph? You may have stumbled upon this video and you're just curious. Well, I am going to explain that all to you all in this video. So if you're unsure exactly if the fonts that you've downloaded do have glyphs or special characters, there is a way to find out. We have a website that you can easily pull and drag your fonts into, and it's going to tell you if your font has different glyphs, if it has special characters. It's super easy to access, free to access even, and I'm going to take you guys step by step on how to figure that out. Let's go ahead and get started on how to access our special characters and glyphs through the Mac. Okay, so once you are into the Maker's Gonna Learn website, we're gonna go to the font section. And a lot of you may be asking, how do I know if my font has glyphs or special characters? One way that we figured out how to do this, other than just literally going in here and then going into our font book, is to download a font. So I'm going to download, let's just do like a regular font. Let's go to basic fonts and we're going to download one, any random one. Let's do Albuquerque. So I'm going to download that and then make sure the file is unzipped. Okay, we have installed the font. And the website that we were using to figure out if we had the glyphs was fontdrop.info, fontdrop.info. And once the page pulls up, we're just going to drag and drop our font file here. So we're going to find our fonts, and we've got Albuquerque right here. I'm just going to click and drag. You see Albuquerque right here, and then if we scroll down, here is all of the fonts, and if there are any glyphs, you will see them. So this font just has the basic numbers, letters. There's obviously like a bold and a not bold, and then there are like our symbols right here, but there aren't any special characters. So let me pull in a font that I know for a fact has special characters, and you all will be able to see all of those using this website. So I'm going to download our Arrow font, which I know definitely has glyphs. I'm going to be using Arrow Words, and we're just going to download this font. This is such a cute font to use. And then we can go back over to Font Drop. And then we're going to click and drag Arrow Words into the font drop. And you all will be able to see all of the regular characters. And then we have all of our arrows here. How cool is that? Not only does this type have different arrows, but it also has these we've got like the O's, all of the E's like that, and then we have these beautiful T's. I love these. We can use these within our designs to make our designs a little bit more elevated. So those are super cute to use. If you just downloaded this font, let me show you what it looks like if we don't pull it into here. So you can open up like this, so it'll kind of look like that, but through the font website, you're able to see all of these question mark symbols. They're actual glyphs. Now that you're able to decipher between which fonts have glyphs and which ones don't, I want to show you all how to actually access them using your MacBook, using your HP, your iPad, your iPhone. And I'm going to go ahead and start with the Mac, and we'll just work our way through them all. Now that you're on the home screen of your Mac, I'm going to select Command Space on the keyboard, and I'm going to type in font book. Then I will select all fonts, and we're just going to find the font that we downloaded, the Arrow Words, which is right here. And you'll be able to scroll and see all of the special characters. You can see these little arrows a lot closer up. So that's pretty cool that you're able to kind of just skim and see everything that this specific font can offer you as far as glyphs and special characters go. Now that we have found the glyphs in our font book, what I'm going to do are select the glyphs that I want to use. So I'm gonna do them individually, and I think I'm gonna type out be brave, and I wanna have the end of the arrow at the beginning of my word, and then the tip of the arrow at the end of the word. So let's just select any of these arrow ends. I think this one's cute, and I'm just going to select Command C, and then that will copy this. I'm gonna hop over to Design Space. Make sure that your font is downloaded before you start trying to do this in Design Space, or otherwise it's not going to work. And I'm just gonna go ahead and type Be Brave. And we can even put a space in between if we wanted. And then I'm gonna select Command V to paste in the end of our arrow. So we've got this arrow right here, and then be brave, and I'm gonna put the tip of the arrow over here beside the E. So I'm gonna go back to my font book and choose an arrow that I like. I feel like this one is cute. Let's Command C to copy it. Go back to Design Space, Command V to paste it, and there you have it. So now we've got our arrow font. If you wanted to cut this into like a sticker or something, you could weld everything together and then just cut it with permanent vinyl. Now that we went over how to access our glyphs in a Mac, I wanted to show you guys how to access it on your PC. So let's go ahead and hop on over to Design Space on our PCs, and I will show you guys exactly how to do that. So the first thing you're gonna do is make sure to go ahead and download the font, and I'm just gonna use the same Arrow Words font just so we can kind of keep it streamlined and no one gets lost in what I'm doing. So I'm gonna start by going to the fonts area of our website, and I'm just gonna be using the Arrow Words font again for this example. That way no one gets lost during the explanation. And then we're just gonna go ahead and download that and unzip our file, just how we would normally do. And then go ahead and install your font. And then the next thing we're gonna do is come to this search bar and type in character map. And right here is the character map. Just click on that, click open. Once the character map is open, you're just gonna select the drop-down menu and you're gonna find your font. There's Arrow Words, and then all of our characters are right here. So what you'll do, if you want to select a specific one, I'm just gonna select this arrow and I'm going to copy it. Now that we're in Design Space, I'm gonna go ahead and type out my Be Brave text, and make sure that you have selected the font you're wanting to use. So if you try to plug in your characters and your font is not set to Arrow Words, then you will not be able to pull in your glyphs. So what I'm gonna do, I've got my character map pulled up behind Design Space. I'm just gonna pull this down, and I've got my character map right there. I'm gonna be using one of these little arrows, so you can just select it and make sure this box is cleared right here. It's teeny tiny, but I'm gonna make sure it's cleared. I'm gonna select the end arrow, hit select, copy, and then we're gonna go back into Design Space. I'm gonna come to the beginning of my letters, and I'm going to select edit and paste. So there's the end of our arrow. And then now I want to go back to our character map and select the arrowhead, and it can just be any of these. I'm going to select, copy, and then we're going to edit and paste. And you can see right here, I didn't delete out the tail end of the arrow before I copied the beginning of the arrow in the character map. So I'm just going to delete this part. And then you have it just like that. And obviously you can weld these together so it's one solid unit. And there you have it. Lastly, I want to show you all how you're able to access the glyphs through an iPhone or an iPad. A lot of times people use their iPads solely for Design Space purposes. So I wanted to show you all the way that you can do that without actually having a computer. It's relatively simple, and you're going to need a couple different apps. So you're going to need two different apps to access the glyphs on your iPhone or iPad. I use an app called Unicode on my iPhone. It is 99 cents, but it works really well, and it's necessary for you to access your glyphs using your phone or your iPad. If you're using Design Space frequently and you're using Glyphs frequently, it's going to be very beneficial for you all to have this app downloaded. The second app you're going to need is the iFont app. So this app is free to download. I will link them below so you all will have access to these apps if you need them. But this one allows you to actually put the fonts onto your phone or your iPad, which you're going to need to do first, and then we pull them into the Unicode app that I talked about previously. The last way I want to show you all how to access your glyphs on your iPhone or iPad. This technique is going to work for both. What you're going to do first is download your font. So I'm on the Maker's Gonna Learn website on my cell phone. I'm just going to select our little cloud. This is the Arial Words font. I'm going to select download, and then we'll select this download menu right here. And then I'm just going to select that. We're going to open it, and I have already downloaded the iFont app. So I'm just going to select that in my apps. And I downloaded this earlier, so you're gonna see both, but I'm just gonna select install, and I'm going to allow that, and it'll say profile downloaded. It says review the profile in the settings app if you want to install it. And then it will just prompt you with these instructions. Just follow exactly like it says, super easy. And I'm gonna close out of this. Once you've got your font downloaded in the iFont app, we're going to go ahead and pop into our Unicode app, and you will select Browse Fonts, and you can see that Arial Words is in my recent fonts, but you can search it down here. You can scroll. You could just plug it in your search bar either way. I see it right here, so I'm going to go ahead and select that, and then you can see all of our glyphs right inside of this app. How cool is that? So what we'll do next, I know the design that I want. I want to be using the end of an arrow and the tip of an arrow. So I can just select any of these ends of the arrows. I'm going to open it up like that. And then on the top right, I'll select this little box with the arrow, and you can select share glyph. And that's virtually going to copy it. You select copy right there. And then I'm just going to open up Design Space, and we can pull up a text box. You're going to select your Arial Words font, and then you can just paste in the end of your arrow. I'm going to type in Be Brave, and then I'm just going to slide right back over to my glyphs, and I'm going to select a point to my arrow. You'll just select the square with the arrow, share your glyph, select copy, and then we're going to go back. And then we're just going to paste it in right there. And that's it. You are done. You can make this bigger if you need to. You can weld it, all of that good stuff. And that's how you would do this on the iPad or the iPhone. I hope you all found this video very informative, and I hope that it helps you really elevate your designs by using the glyphs, using those special characters. And I really want you all to take this knowledge and incorporate it into your future designs. I cannot wait to see what you guys come up with, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.